Dr. Jackie has just been arrested, and no, this ain't no tax fraud or parking ticket gone wild. We're talking attempted murder. And the alleged victim? None other than America's gospel sweetheart, Tamela herself. You heard that right. Tamela just went full confessional and told investigators she tried to end me. Let that sink in. The same Dr. Jackie who built her brand on healing, prayer, and polished veneers is now being called a would-be killer in designer scrubs. Is this about jealousy? A secret affair? Or was Tamela getting too close to a truth someone didn't want her to sing about? Because from what we're hearing and trust, the DMs are leaking like a cracked baptismal font. This wasn't no accident. This was premeditated, calculated, personal. IV bags tampered with, security footage lost, burners wiped clean, and now the streets and the saints are whispering. Has Dr. Jackie been hiding behind the cross while plotting behind closed doors? Oh baby, the halo just fell off, and the devil may be wearing pearls. Get your popcorn and your prayer cloth because we're about to expose the mess behind the miracle. Let's go. Now let's rewind this twisted tape, because this story didn't just start with an arrest. It started with a whisper, a warning, and a woman who was tired of pretending to be safe around someone who smiled in public and calculated in private. For months, Tamela had been dropping hints, subtle at first. A cryptic Instagram caption. Here, a shaky gospel performance. There, a nervous glance during interviews. Folks thought she was just tired, overbooked, maybe struggling with her voice. But insiders knew something darker was brewing. Something that involved Dr. Jackie, a woman once trusted to manage not only Tamela's health but her life. Let's talk about this so-called doctor for a second. Dr. Jackie wasn't just a regular physician. She was part therapist, part fixer, part gatekeeper to Tamela's entire world. From her touring health to her private medication schedules, this woman had access to everything. She knew when Tamela was taking sleeping pills. She knew her dietary restrictions. She knew what injections she got before shows. And most importantly, she knew how to weaponize that access. The fallout began in whispers. A missed show here, a fainting spell there. Tamela's inner circle started raising eyebrows. Why was she suddenly forgetting lyrics? Why did her energy drop just minutes before performances? And why, no matter how sick she got, was Dr. Jackie always the one writing it off as stress or minor fatigue? But it was that one night, that one horrifying night, that finally made Tamela speak out. It happened after a private industry dinner, one hosted by Jackie herself. Tamela showed up radiant and glowing, all-white dress, soft curls, nothing but praise on her lips. But by midnight, she was slurring her words. Her pupils were dilated. Her legs barely held her up. She collapsed outside the venue, and no one could get Dr. Jackie to call for help. Security had to override protocol just to get her rushed to the ER. And when the toxicology report came back, let's just say the results didn't match anything Tamela should have had in her system. That's when the questions started hitting like bullets. Who prepped her meal that night? Who handed her that last glass of wine? Who had access to her hotel room, her purse, her prescription bottles? And guess who was conveniently missing when the hospital tried to reach her for Tamela's emergency file? Yep, Dr. Jackie was gone. But it didn't stop there. Sources close to Tamela say she began finding strange inconsistencies in her medical charts. Doses that didn't match what she remembered. Prescription refills she never authorized. Devices in her home that had been gifted by Jackie later found to contain hidden recording tools. We're talking full-on surveillance, invasive tracking. Someone was building a profile on Tamela's physical and mental state, not to heal her, but to control her. But let's not forget, Tamela ain't no fool. She may be sweet in interviews and soft-spoken in prayer, but this woman is a survivor. And once she suspected foul play, she moved in silence like a seasoned chess player. According to leaked court documents, Tamela began secretly working with private security to monitor her medication. She had a third-party doctor come in to recheck her files. And baby, when those results came back, the gaslighting was confirmed. Her actual treatment plan had been sabotaged. We're talking wrong doses, conflicting medications, and deliberate scheduling that left her weakened at key points in her tour. So what does a woman do when the person sworn to protect her health becomes the very threat to it? She calls the police, and not just any police. Tamela brought in federal investigators. She came with the receipts, texts, emails, timestamps, and voice notes. One clip, now leaked online, reportedly features Jackie in a heated phone call saying, "She was never supposed to wake up that night." That line alone, enough to send chills through the gospel industry and get investigators moving fast. By the time they raided Dr. Jackie's office, it was already wiped. Files gone, cabinets cleared, laptops missing. But what they did find was a burner phone and baby. That's when the real tea spilled. Texts from unknown numbers suggesting Tamela had become a liability. Mentions of cleansing the problem and ensuring silence. One message even read, "Do it clean. No mess. No questions." Now look, we're not saying this was some full-blown assassination attempt yet. But what we are saying is that every breadcrumb Tamela laid down led to one sick, twisted trail, and the person at the end of that trail. A doctor in pearls, designer scrubs, and a deadly little secret. But this story isn't over, not even close. Because just as Jackie was about to go on air and clear her name, the feds knocked, and what they found in her safe. Phew. Now let's talk about the moment the internet stopped breathing when that first burner phone leak dropped like a nuke on Dr. Jackie's entire empire. According to a very anonymous, but somehow extremely detailed insider report, Tamela's family had been collecting digital insurance for months because they knew something was off. And baby, when they handed that device to the private investigator, all hell broke loose. We're talking text messages, voice memos, and even location pings, all pointing to one damning conclusion. Dr. Jackie didn't just want Tamela out of the spotlight. She allegedly wanted her off this planet. Let's start with the messages. According to this leaked data dump, which mysteriously surfaced on a fan-run Reddit page just before it got legally scrubbed, Jackie texted her assistant the night before Tamela's hospitalization. The message? Increase the dosage. She'll sleep through it. Make sure the cameras are off. WHAD? You're not microdosing melatonin. Sis, you're plotting murder in an emoji-less group chat. But wait, it gets worse. Another audio file allegedly features Jackie's voice saying, and I quote, "She's stubborn, but every queen eventually lies down. Just help her get there sooner." That's not shade, that's a eulogy in progress. Who even talks like that unless you're in a Shonda Rhimes finale? Meanwhile, fans started digging. TikTok went into full CSI mode. One creator even reenacted Jackie's alleged poisoning strategy using TikTok filters and a cucumber. The comment section? A funeral home. Not her using pH strips and saying it's holistic healing. One user wrote. Another dropped. That's not a nurse. That's a villain in scrubs. And let's not ignore the one girl who posted a whole YouTube video titled "Dr. Jackie Tried to Michael Jackson Tamela, and Here's the Evidence." You can't make this up. Oh wait, yes we can, and we will. And speaking of unlicensed behavior, who even gave Jackie access to Tamela's meds in the first place? Well, buckle up. Turns out Jackie had quietly become Tamela's spiritual wellness guide during her recovery, because nothing says spiritual like allegedly swapping essential oils for sedatives. According to a close family friend, Jackie offered to monitor Tamela's vitals while the real doctors were at a charity gala. And by monitor, we mean allegedly tamper, tweak, and possibly tip the scale toward death. Even more disturbing, Jackie had Tamela moved to a private recovery suite, one not registered in the hospital's official system. The suite was paid for through a foundation that Dr. Jackie allegedly controls, a shell company tied to an account in Bermuda. Why Bermuda? Girl, that's not a beach vacay, that's laundering central. Now let's talk motive. Because folks still saying maybe it was a misunderstanding are about to be fed their own navette with a spoon. Jackie had been living in Tamela's shadow for years, smiling on red carpets while quietly building resentment like a villain origin story. Every time Tamela booked a new show, Jackie booked a silent rage spiral. Every time Tamela's skincare line got renewed, Jackie's own healing crystals business quietly tanked. This wasn't just jealousy, this was calculated, Ivy League certified rage. And remember that mysterious cash infusion Tamela got right before her near-death experience? Sources say Jackie was the anonymous donor. Sounds generous, right? But dig deeper. That donation forced Tamela to sign over certain medical rights to the foundation, the same foundation Jackie used to sneak her way into Tamela's care team. Girl, you didn't just sign a check, you signed a trap contract. Meanwhile, Tamela's team has started hitting back. A family lawyer issued a fiery and slightly shady press release stating, "We regret placing trust in someone whose credentials are built on control, not care. Healing hands don't suffocate." Phew. That statement burned and healed at the same time. Public outrage by now has gone DEFCON 1. Protesters showed up outside Jackie's wellness retreat in robes holding signs like "Namaste away from Tamela" and "Aromatherapy ain't alibis." Even former clients are speaking out, saying Jackie's energy cleanses always felt like mind control tea parties. One client even claims she woke up mid-session to find Jackie whispering affirmations in reverse Latin. We don't know what's more unsettling, the ritual or the customer Yelp review that gave it 5 stars anyway. And just when you thought the scandal was reaching its peak, boom, a former intern goes rogue. This girl drops a full 17-minute Instagram live claiming she once overheard Jackie muttering, "This empire only has room for one queen, and I pick me." The same intern also claims Jackie used to carry around a vial labeled Plan B for rivals. And before you say that's probably vitamins, let me stop you, vitamins don't glow in the dark. Boo.as Tamela continues her recovery in a secure, undisclosed location. Fans are rallying behind her. Hashtags like #justice for Tamela and #Dr. Jackie the Menace are trending daily. And yes, someone already dropped a diss track on SoundCloud called "Check Her Credentials." It's terrible, but the bars? Now the question is no longer did she do it? The question is how deep does this rabbit hole go and who else helped her dig it? Because honey, this wasn't a solo operation. And in part 3, we're naming names, tracing bank wires, and revealing which Hollywood couple allegedly helped cover it all up. Stay tuned, the real autopsy isn't medical. It's financial, reputational, and possibly criminal. And just when you thought this psychological circus couldn't get more disturbing, Dr. Jackie didn't go down in silence. Oh no, not missed degrees for days. The moment her mugshot started circulating like wildfire, her legal team moved faster than Kris Jenner on a brand deal. Within 48 hours, a suspiciously timed countersuit emerged claiming Tamela had exaggerated her condition for clout and that the entire attempted murder story was a misinterpreted therapy session. Wait, what? So now poisoning is just misguided self-care? But the real kicker? Dr. Jackie alleged Tamela was suffering from delusions triggered by her own unresolved trauma and even submitted fake psychiatric files to paint Tamela as mentally unstable. Baby, when I say this woman flipped the victim card upside down and threw it in a blender. She gaslit the entire public with a forged paper trail. And if you thought the legal gymnastics ended there, get this. Doug Christie, yes, Tamela's own husband, suddenly made a public statement. And instead of defending his wife, he thanked Dr. Jackie for her commitment to wellness. Sir, your wife just said this woman tried to end her and you up here giving the alleged poisoner a shout out like it's a WNBA halftime show. Chilly. Social media was furious. Hashtags like #Tamela deserves justice, #cancel Dr. Jackie, and the iconic #Doug did what started trending within minutes. People dug up old footage from Basketball Wives Confidential where Jackie looked visibly sedated on camera, slurring her words and being ushered offset by Doug. Viewers are now convinced that wasn't exhaustion, that was premeditated sedation to silence her public appearances. But let's rewind, because one detail had fans ready to burn this whole reality empire down. Turns out, the vitamin regimen Jackie was put on, it wasn't even FDA approved. A leaked invoice from Dr. Jackie's clinic, "Thank you to our anonymous intern source. You know who you are," shows a string of undocumented chemical compounds with names like Neurocom K57 and Vitalise Red formula, which experts say don't exist in any known database. In fact, several compounds were traced to a black market lab in Eastern Europe. Yes, we said black market, on American soil, in a Beverly Hills clinic. The Beverly Hills Medical Board has since launched a full investigation, temporarily revoking Dr. Jackie's license. But don't let that word temporary fool you. Sources say she's planning to flee the country. Her assistant was reportedly spotted buying last-minute one-way tickets to Turks and Caicos and a separate burner phone with a Belizean SIM card. And if that's not an escape plan, I don't know what is. Meanwhile, Tamela has allegedly gone into hiding, her team canceling all speaking engagements and wiping her calendar clean for the next 6 months. She's reportedly in a private recovery center in Sedona, Arizona, undergoing treatment not just for the toxic exposure but for the betrayal that nearly broke her soul. The woman once known for holding it down in gospel halls and luxury mansions is now sleeping with a nurse stationed outside her door. That's how deep the trauma goes. But the final plot twist, it's the burner phone, Because remember that suspicious assistant who bought those tickets and burner devices? He also accidentally left a voicemail on a production assistant's phone. And baby, that audio leaked, and it was explosive. You can hear Dr. Jackie screaming in the background, saying she was never supposed to wake up. That tea was dosed right. Yes, you heard it right. It's giving criminal confession in 4,000. That voicemail sent the internet into full meltdown. Twitter nearly broke. Reddit threads exploded. One TikTok conspiracy theorist said, "This ain't just attempted murder, it's spiritual warfare." And while Jackie's legal team is scrambling to discredit the audio as AI-generated, forensic audio experts say the waveform is a 97% match to Dr. Jackie's voice. You'd have better odds escaping a lion's den than getting out of that one, sis. Meanwhile, Doug, our silent, stiff upper lip, brand-obsessed husband, has now gone completely MIA. No press. No paparazzi sightings, nothing. Some are speculating he was in on the entire plan. There's even a theory he helped Dr. Jackie get access to Tamela's medical charts and sleeping schedule. The betrayal? Multi-layered. The deceit? Broadway-worthy. And in the midst of this chaos, fans have started calling for a full-scale RICO investigation into the entire Christie household. Yep, we've entered federal charges territory now. People want answers. They want arrests. They want accountability. And most of all, they want justice for Tamela, who almost became a footnote in a deranged narcissist's obsession with control and legacy. So now the question becomes, will Dr. Jackie finally be held accountable? Or will another powerful, media-trained, white coat wiggle her way out of a criminal charge with crocodile tears and miscommunication speeches? One thing's for sure, this ain't over. And just when you thought the rabbit hole couldn't get any deeper, boom, Dr. Jackie's legacy is unraveling faster than a fake friendship on reality TV. But what do you believe? Is Tamela a survivor or a master manipulator? Drop your theories in the comments. Like this video if your jaw is still on the floor. And don't forget to subscribe because baby, this scandal is far from over. You will need updates.